All-star, all-pro quarterback Antonio Cromartie. Good to have you back with us.
Glad to be back.
I think he still could be, actually.
He still could be.
Hey, I still could be.
You feel the same way?
I don't know if he could be all
But
pro.
give me 30 plays a game, I'll be all right.
30 plays.
Not 60.
All right, Antonio, was this a good move or bad move?
Honestly, I think this is one of the best moves that I think the Rams has made. Yes, you gave up 2 first-round picks and a 4th-round pick, but you get the best cornerback in the NFL. He's only, what, 24, 25 years old?
24, he'd be 25.
So you have years with this cornerback. Not only that, this gives Wade Phillips a chance to do exactly what he want to do with that front 7. I can take Jalen Ramsey, go take the number 1 receiver, follow him around, take him any way you want to go, eliminate him. What does that do for the other part, or the second, or the other corner? Now you can play coverage to the other side. So I think this will help in a standpoint of giving this defense a lot more confidence in their corners, because I don't think Marcus Peters was someone they really had a lot of confidence in. No. And you had Talib, who's hurt, now he's on IR. So now you add a one-in-a-lifetime corner on this team, and that can change the game at any point in time and take away your number 1 receiver.
Because you see Skip, the cornerback at New England, Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore. He's changed the life in New England. You see what they do once they got that kid. Look at what they had when they got Darrelle Revis. It changed. They were able to.
And by the way, I'm not sure Jalen's better than him. It's close.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. Gilmore has been doing it for the last year and a half. Ramsey's been doing it for his entire time of being in the NFL. Well, so yes, I'm gonna take it over longevity. I'm gonna take it over longevity than a year and a half.
So and I know Wade. Wade loves to pressure the quarterback. I mean, ideally he would love to pressure the quarterback with his front 4, but sometimes that doesn't get there, so he has to bring the bit. He doesn't have what he had in Denver now. When you had Von Miller and you had Malik and D-Ware and Wolf, that's one thing. You had Harris Jr. and you had Talib. Skip, you can just sit back and like, okay, I'm going to come get you with 4. Play coverage in the back end. You can't do anything about it. But he needed this. He needed this because, like Crow said, Talib's on IR. You trade Peters. Skip, you can't go out there with your 3rd and your 4th corners and expect to do it because you're already starting to slip defensively. You gave up 55 with those guys. Can you imagine what you're going to give up without those guys? So they had to do something. They're moving into a new building next year. Estimated cost $4.5 to $5 billion. Skip, you can't go in that building 6 and 10. You got to go in that building, give them something, give people a reason to come out. Because you know LA, Skip, they love winners. We love front. We got a front run now. Hey, I ain't going to see you losing. Because if you lose it, I'm going to the beach. I'm going to go eat on somebody's...
better things to do.
Yeah, I'm going to go eat on somebody's patio somewhere and eat.
I covered winning Rams teams that nobody would watch.
Exactly.
They were boring.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got to have a reason. Skip, this was a move. I believe Jalen Ramsey would have been better served in Kansas City, but that's neither here nor there. I like the move. Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Rams, like, Les Snead, Kevin Demoff, whatever you guys need, I got the money. Go get it, because I want to win.
I hear everything you just said, both of you, and I have absolutely no doubt about this young man, and he's still young, about his ability, because he is a flat-out stud. He was a stud athlete in high school, track, basketball, he could do it all. And he's a big corner, as you are and were. And so I get that.
Florida State.
I know. Florida State. Oh, so that's why you're so into this.
Oh, I love it, baby.
There
I love
it
it.
is.
Together.
I love it.
DBU.
Yeah, the real DBU.
The real DBU.
LSU said they DBU now.
Yeah, okay.
You have a problem with that?
But in the end, this is a dangerously desperate plunge by the Rams because they paid so much. 2 first-rounders and what was it?
Fourth.
2 and a 4th? I mean, 4ths are pretty valuable. And now you're going to have to pay him top cornerback dollar. And you've already paid top dollar to your quarterback and your running back and your defensive tackle.
And your wide receiver.
And your wide receiver. Woo. So at some point, you're going to have to pay this salary cap piper here because at some point it's all going to come, like you call it, the balloon mortgage. It's going to hit you right between the eyes one day, and it's Super Bowl or bust.
Yes.
You better go win it now with this.
It's all worth it. If you win one, Skip, it's all worth it.
And as you know better than anybody, it takes 2 corners. And once upon a time, there was you and there was Revis Island, right?
Yeah.
And they got Troy. What's his name? Troy.
Hill, isn't it?
Troy Hill. I can't even find my note. Troy Hill.
Troy Hill.
Okay, I don't know Troy Hill, and I haven't seen enough of him to know, but I figure a bunch of footballs are going to get thrown his way now, right?
Yeah.
And they got David Long that they took in the 3rd round. I liked him when he was at Michigan, but they say he hasn't progressed the way they wanted yet. So all of a sudden, they are 24th in in points allowed. 24th in points allowed, and you got what this man calls the best, not just defensive player. He says he's the best player in all of football, including all the quarterbacks, right? Is Aaron Donald. So you got him, and you're 24th in points allowed. Are you starting to look at Wade and say, Wade, what's up, man? So to your point, Wade will change his scheme just to incorporate Jalen. What do you do best? I like to cover man-to-man. I'll travel. I'll do whatever you want me to do, so they will start playing more man.
Go get him.
Marcus Peters is more of a zone corner to me.
He like cluing.
He like cluing. I got that 2-to-1 to read. I'm going to jump it.
Yep.
All right. But you know what? He clued his way to 2 Pro Bowls and 1 defensive player.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty. He made first-team All-Pro, cluing his tail off, right? Okay, so they just dumped him. They just gave him away for a 5th rounder with all that reputation that he has, all that legacy that he's built up in this league. They just said, we're done with him. So here they go again with another cornerback with some character issues, because he's had a bunch of character issues in Jacksonville. And they went with Talib, who's had his issues, and then they went with Marcus, who's had his issues. They can be a little tricky, a little tough to coach, but they got away with it, and they got all the way to the Super Bowl last year thanks to 1 blown call in New Orleans. But they did get there. And then it all blew up, and now Talib, you say, is on IR, and Marcus, they just said, I think he was kind of quitting on them, and they just said, okay, that's enough of that. We'll give him away. So now here's Jalen. I'm going to just hit the lowlights of his timeline in Jacksonville if I can.
All right, go ahead.
This is why you're gambling on this kid, because first of all, he just quit on the Jaguars. And I don't like that. And I don't think you, I think you said earlier.
No, I don't like it.
It was ugly, man. He just said, I don't want to be here anymore. And he got sideways with Tom Coughlin like a lot of players do, because Tom Coughlin is tough, man.
Yes.
He's as old school military as you can get, right?
Yep.
And Jalen didn't like it, so he just said, I'm out. And whether he had a back issue or not, I think it's pretty dubious and doubtful, right? So he just said, I don't want to play anymore. And they finally said, okay, if the Rams will give us 2 firsts, 4th, we'll take that. So let's go back to, he took on, as a rookie, September 5th of his rookie year. He goes after Steve Smith on and off the field, calls him an old man and gets into it with him. And you say, you like the attitude, the swagger.
I loved it.
But Steve Smith, he deserves some respect.
Always.
You know, that's just me. Then he, October.
Oh, he's going to fight you to get it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's going to fight you to get it.
He'll fight anybody. So October of that year, he gets ejected in the 4th quarter after he gets in a fight with several Oakland Raiders. And then here he goes. End of the year, he blasts the whole defensive coaching staff. This is his rookie year, and said all of them should be fired. We should clean house in the defensive coaching rooms, because he doesn't appreciate any of them. He has no respect for any of them. Wade Phillips, are you listening? Because this is what you're going to have to deal with. Next year, fight with A.J. Green on the field and gets ejected. Then here we go. AFC Championship game. He predicts at a pep rally before they go to Foxborough for the AFC Championship game, we're going to the Super Bowl, and we're going to win that B. Okay? Good. Can you back it up? 4th quarter at Foxborough, Tom Brady throws for 138 yards and brings them from down at the start of the 4th quarter with 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. And then he goes after the defensive coordinator and said, we played way too much zone in the 4th quarter. Okay, Wade Phillips, are you listening? Because you're going to have to deal with this pretty soon. And then came the big GQ bombshell going into the next year, and he rips just about every good quarterback in the league, but he starts with the rookie Josh Allen, and he calls him trash. Really? Hadn't even played it down, called him trash. Then he said Matt Ryan's overrated, and he also spoke of Jared Goff, his new teammate in L.A., saying he's average to just above average, which may be true, but now you got to go play with that guy, right?
I didn't mean that.
Okay? Didn't mean
Yeah,
that.
man, you know what? You know what, man? It was just talk.
We just talk, man. You right there. That's what you do.
Yeah, but
Then to finish this up, then he arrives at training camp this year in a Brinks truck.
Yeah.
that was nice.
Okay.
Entrance.
I got it. I got it.
What an entrance.
I got it. Okay. Maybe it's Hollywood. Maybe it works.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a good point.
Okay. But you're just saying you got to pay me top dollar. I want to fill this whole Brinks truck, right?
Yeah.
And again, you love that, but will he fit in a team concept? Again, he's got some Odell in him, and Odell is a solo star. Can you do this? Look, your game, whether you like it or not, I always tell him, It's the ultimate team game. You have
Yes.
to pull together. You have to be a group. You have to be unified.
Definitely.
And I don't know if Jalen can pull together as part of a team. You got superstars now. Can you be a team?
I'm like this. I believe he definitely can be. Yeah, we have issues. He's a competitor. At the end of the day, the only thing Jalen wants to